Well, you're here because you filled out a survey about a guy and he scored a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you, things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10 dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10 dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's the type who really does try to push himself higher, not just talk about it. He works hard and pays attention to details, so you won't see him being lazy or careless with his ambitions. If he learns to manage his reactions and doesn't burn bridges, he can go far.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he struggles to stay calm. He's quick to get irritated or angry and may blame others or express his frustration sharply. It takes him longer to recover from setbacks, and he carries the stress for a while.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People might respect his hard work and intelligence, but they may find it hard to like him personally. He can be very polite and proper when things are going smoothly, but when there's stress or disagreement, he can quickly become harsh or even aggressive. Many may choose to keep a safe distance, only interacting with him when necessary.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he may find it hard to feel truly proud or supportive. Deep down, your success might make him feel threatened or uneasy, especially if he sees it as a challenge to his own efforts or status. He might even pick fights over small things, using them to mask his discomfort.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, there is a real chance he will secretly resent it and feel insecure. On the surface, he might stay polite and not say much, but underneath, he could feel hurt or even angry about not being on top. He may start to pull away, make sarcastic remarks, or pick fights about money, decisions, or even small daily things. You'll likely notice more tension and less warmth at home if your career takes the lead.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He handles money quite carefully and prefers to keep everything organized and under control. He's not the kind to spend on a whim or waste money on unnecessary things. Planning, saving, and watching every detail, these come naturally to him.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He usually lives within his means and doesn't like showing off or pretending to be richer than he is. He values order and control. So you'll see him making careful choices rather than flashy ones. If anything, he might come across as overly cautious or even a bit strict about spending.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He's quite tight both with money and with his mindset. Generosity doesn't come easily to him, and he prefers to keep things to himself, whether it's spending or sharing feelings. He will rarely go out of his way to treat someone or be openly warm, even with family.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is likely to be quite controlling about money, but not very open about it. He prefers to handle finances himself and may keep a close watch on every detail, sometimes without fully sharing information with you. If you ask questions or want to be involved, he might become defensive or avoid the topic.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He has a strong need for things to be neat and in order, but he's not the kind to pitch in with a cheerful attitude. He might expect housework to be done to a high standard, often seeing it as mostly your responsibility rather than a shared effort. For him, control and rules are more important than fairness or working as a true team at home.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's most likely to stand on the sidelines, pointing out what needs to be done rather than rolling up his sleeves. If he does pitch in, it might be with complaints or strict instructions, not out of kindness or teamwork. You might feel watched or judged while you work instead of feeling supported.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He is much more likely to argue to prove he's right than to truly listen and understand your side. Even if you calmly explain your feelings, he often gets caught up in showing that his way is better or that he didn't make a mistake. It can be frustrating and lonely, especially when all you want is a fair talk.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he struggles to stay completely respectful. His temper can get the better of him, and he may say things that are sharp or hurtful, sometimes even raising his voice or slamming things around. The anger can feel big and scary, especially if you're not used to strong reactions.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he is the kind of man who gets angry very quickly. Little things can set him off, and when he loses his temper, it can make home life stressful and unpredictable. Your safety, peace, and happiness come first.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it very hard to say sorry and mean it. Instead of taking responsibility for his actions, he is much more likely to blame you or make excuses for what happened. Genuine apologies don't come easily to him.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He may struggle to fully respect your boundaries, especially if they go against what he wants or believes is right. Sometimes, when you say no, he might push back, try to persuade you, or make you feel guilty instead of just accepting your answer. This is not healthy or safe in a relationship.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of understanding your feelings, he may react with hurt, frustration, or even anger, thinking it's a rejection of him, not just your mood or need for space. You might notice him becoming sulky, pulling away, or making sharp remarks when you say no.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
With this man, you need to be careful. If there's ever a fight or a bad mood, he might bring up private or intimate moments to make a point or even embarrass you. He doesn't always see the line between honesty and hurtfulness, especially when he's upset.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is not the type to be easily distracted by other women or to openly flirt, as control and order matter a lot to him. He wants things in his life to be disciplined and tends to stick to routines, which usually includes loyalty in relationships. His mind stays busy with his own goals and worries more than chasing after excitement elsewhere.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, he is likely to show signs of being over possessive. He can be very controlling about where you go, who you talk to, and how you spend your time. Even small things might bother him. You could feel watched or even guilty for wanting normal things like time with friends or your own privacy.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, for him, what might look like a protective nature is really a sign of a controlling personality. He may say it's for your own good or to keep you safe, but deep down, it's more about making sure things go his way and keeping you in check. This kind of control can slowly take away your independence and confidence.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He's more likely to see parenting as mainly your responsibility rather than a true team effort. While he may set the rules or give instructions, the day to day work, caring for the kids, handling their emotions, and managing routines will probably fall on you. He might step in to supervise or criticize if things aren't done his way, but won't offer steady or equal support.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he is likely to lose his temper rather than stay calm. Small mistakes or emotional outbursts from the children can set him off quickly. His reactions might include raising his voice, scolding harshly, or showing clear frustration.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He is unlikely to truly support your role as both a mother and your own person. While he may expect you to handle all the family and parenting duties, he often overlooks your individual needs, dreams, or the need for personal space and growth. Instead of encouraging your independence, he's more focused on keeping everything under his control.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, he's the kind of man who might seem to support your career at first, but once you have a child, he could suddenly push you to quit or put your work aside. For him, order and control matter more than your personal growth or happiness, so his support can be conditional, changing as soon as things at home shift. If you value your independence and work, be careful. His promises to support your career could fade once family priorities change.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will likely act polite on the surface with your parents, but true warmth and affection may be missing. You can expect him to follow manners and show respect in his words, but don't count on him to go out of his way to build a genuine bond or show deep care. Conversations may stay formal and he might avoid getting emotionally involved. He is much more likely to expect your family to adjust for him rather than making the effort to fit into their ways.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he is more likely to make things worse than handle it calmly. Strain or disagreements with your family can set off his temper or make him act very cold and distant. He might make harsh comments, withdraw from family events, or even blame you for the problems.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is the kind of man who might act modern with you in private, but expect you to be a traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. At home or with just the two of you, he may not mind your choices or opinions, but once relatives are involved, he could insist on traditions and proper behavior. You might be expected to dress a certain way, speak politely, take on all household duties, or not voice your opinions openly.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is more likely to stay out of it or quietly side with his family rather than stand up for you. He doesn't like open conflict with his own people and usually expects you to adjust or make peace, even if their expectations are unfair. You may find yourself handling the problems alone while he keeps his distance or justifies their behavior.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He is very likely to be a mummy's boy, putting his mother's wishes and comfort above yours when there's a conflict. If you and his mother disagree, he will almost always side with her, either openly or by staying silent and letting you handle things alone. Instead of making you feel protected or valued, He may expect you to compromise, adjust, or take the blame just to keep peace in the family.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is quite likely to share the details of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He may not see anything wrong with discussing your arguments, problems, or even personal matters with them, looking for advice or support. In the long run, this can damage trust, respect, and emotional safety in your relationship.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So that's the story. This guy scores a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short of the standard we would want. Being in a relationship with this man can feel like walking on eggshells most days. There is a lot of pressure to keep everything perfect, follow strict routines, and meet his high expectations.